Okay, got a brief window here to finish this up. Alright, next, I got the melee twins here. Yeah, why not? Use the least fitting one in here. If that mouse is visible. Oh, my guy. Oh. This is kind of a random note, but oh, by the way, cool finish. But I gotta wonder, the only part that the AI never actually uses in this one are the EDF legs. Like, every other part gets used by someone, and that's the only one that gets left out. Like, even the guy that starts off with the starter AC ends up selling them. It makes me wonder if that's why they ended up using them in the second one, in SL. Like, even the starter arms, I know at least Trafalgar uses. Whoa, what the? Dang. Okay, so I got sniped by the LX cannon there. Yep, full to dead in a few seconds. Here, I thought it was already done. I've only taken a couple more shots. Got him to hit his partner. Boosted away just in time. That's the thing, if you're alone with your big scary guns, that's all well and good. Not so much on the other ones. Alright, get Barchetta for this one. The father and daughter combo. Goodbye. Yeah, they like grenades in that family, that's for sure. But I figured it was a good place to put in Barchetta. And you get at least one for each fight. I forget if it was a 1-to-1. Need to recount that in the next fight. Alright, so we got the Ghetto twins here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 21. Alright, so you gotta reuse 3 people. Yeah, I think this guy seems to thematically fit here. Have a street battle, I guess. Oh, good job, King, there. Just getting him stuck in the corner. at the Nuke Twins. How about... why not? Already went past the one with the machine guns that I probably should have used her for. Had that for a fitting little combination. Yeah, I would have lost there if I hadn't switched to quads. Just one moment. Alright, got a brief moment. Again. Last one was a little short. Oh well. Do these two. I'm just so close to the end here, kind of wanted to get it done before Coles. Not really sure who I'm hitting here. Hopefully I'm hitting the right guy. I think I just hit my own. Slightly late on that. There we go. That's it. Arguably, I could just use Kaiser for every fight. Personally, I just prefer to use him twice. Or at least limit to using them twice. And this would definitely be one of those times. But frankly, I absolutely loathe the fight against those two, especially if the tank ends up becoming a huge problem. So it's not really his tankiness, but, well, tendency to shoot everything in the room that I kind of needed there. There's really only 3 fights that I consider properly difficult. That's one of them if it goes badly. Another one is that double tank fight. Actually, not even that one part of the time. It really just depends on how it goes. And then Kaiser. I can always with him. I don't think I used Trafalgar yet. I mean, it's always either going to be the tanks or the shotgun twins that end up being a problem. Black cannon on this guy. Right, so the sending chunk is going to be separated into a few bits and pieces. Such happens, but frankly I'm lazy to edit them together. Whatever. I still might. And I guess it's only for one part. But yeah, I forgot about this one. I always forget about this one. I don't remember who turned out to be really good for this. I want to say it was Spartan. I remember last time through, I ended up finding out that one of the really sucky low-ranked ones turned out to be fantastic against Cypress. Come on, go ahead and land. Bring him on over here. Or just roast yourself, alright. Oh, it's doable. It is very doable. Honestly, would have gotten him there if it wasn't for Huntress just sitting there in the middle. Well, managed to be helpful even after being dead. Come on. You know you want to blade me. There we go. And now you're toast. You look a little bit like a clown. Just use you. Might end up having to do these ones in the factory. Or maybe not. He's just gonna go run up to me like that. That works out fine. Oh, alright. Quite nifty. No shotgun twins. That was interesting for Trafalgar's emblem. Like, weird how they decided to do that second gun, like, just from the top down. I always thought it was supposed to be a grenade launcher or something, because it looks just like that arm. Or the arm part. Shoddy twins. I think I'm gonna use Apple Boy. I think I recall him being pretty good at being able to dodge their shots. The problem is they'll eventually end up teaming on somebody, and that somebody's gonna really have a bad day. Like such. So, basically the way that this goes, if one of them hits you with a howitzer, it's pretty much just gonna get you stuck. So usually they end up alternating between Trafalgar and there's two shotties there, and what's his face, Fanfare with the missiles. He kind of just gets stuck in one place, getting barraged. Need to get close. That'll work. You're the one I need to kill. Of course, you'll run away before the last shot hits, but alright. Unfortunately, Apples is being a little too good at dodging his shots. What I need is probably to be in the corner. I don't know if it's the right guy that I'm aiming at here. Yeah, they look really similar, so it's kind of hard to tell at a distance. Not sure if that's heavyweight build racist or something. Let's see if he decides to try and bum rush me in here. That's the guy I need to be aiming for. See if I can maybe take out Trafalgar at least if these shots decide to stop perfectly avoiding him. That's him gone. Doppelborn can finish him off. That'd be kind of something to pull it back from this. And Apples over there isn't doing great, but he's at least running him out of ammo. Should at least hit him once, you know? That last barrage there was just embarrassing. Only lasted like 15 more seconds, I probably could have gotten more EOs off on him. Oh well. Oh yeah, for this run it's gonna be this guy, or this fight. All the tanks weren't much of a problem. And getting decoys eventually. So, when they both decide to do their double teaming thing, generally this is where you want to end up doing. We take out Trafalgar, have this guy jumping around all over the place, and hopefully you can get him to disengage for a little bit so that he gets the hell off your friggin' neck here. Unlike a lot of them, like, it's weird because for a lot of the fights they don't end up actually teaming up. This one and the tank one, they're really good about teaming up for some reason. So I don't know what's different about the AI, but either way, it's kind of a pain. Come on over. I just manual aim this guy. Or not. You want to not Trafalgar? So the reason I'm putting down 3 or 4 decoys at once is because of that right there. When he ends up firing a lot of his missiles, sometimes the different ones will end up tracking separately, especially if you're moving around. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. There we go. That's done it. That only leaves a handful. Oh, right, I have to go back and beat Flying Fix, don't I? Alright, that's gonna be the real last enemy, I guess. Completely forgot about that. Funnily enough, the least useful member of your little helper roster there is always gonna be Valkyrie. She just runs. In retrospect, I don't really know why I picked her. This should be in the parking garage anyway. Only hope I have is to get a lucky run on her. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Gotta follow her here. And we're gonna need a different map. Alright, time to make this happen. Nice overboost for 3 feet of progress there. In this case, I think it's actually going to be more practical to take out Flying Fix first. Both of them have a tendency to hang out up in the sky. Would you just take your last shot and die? Thank you. Now, dropping decoys behind pillars can sometimes get a little more mileage out of them. She's actually pretty easy to run out of ammo in the parking garage, so current plan is just to pretty much have Scylla stall for time, take out Flying Fix, and then run, what the hell's her name again? One with friggin' hammer or whatever, out of ammo. Alright, that's that, and something's going on with the friggin' machine here. Back again, time to finish this off. Generally speaking, for this one, I find it easier just to get a partner that's going to get killed off easily. Kind of a weirdly backwards way of doing it, but generally Valkyrie isn't much of a threat. It's once Kaiser gets going with all his missiles. Should happen any second now. Missed it. Just get behind that corner, please. Now, ideally what would have happened is I wouldn't have been clipping off the corner of that thing and actually gotten behind that corner faster. If you get there, you can get them both to start swarming around. Hopefully, if your partner is still around, or if they got killed off, then they both focus on you anyway. But in this case, as long as Kaiser has something to get stuck on, and Valkyrie really won't do much until she gets enough blade range. Normally do a couple 100 AP at once. Alright, come on. What you gonna do? There's Valkyries stuck in the other end of this thing. Yeah. Alright, come on. Come on over. As long as she's stuck there, he's gonna hop around enough to hopefully come and get caught in the corner. So if the opposite end of the room is the 1v1 corner, this is the 2v1 corner. Yep. End deal. It took me a while to figure out this little hidey hole. Because while you can fight them fairly, you're still going to end up with a 2v1 situation at the start of the match. unless you're gonna get Valkyrie stuck, which she'll eventually figure out her way out. Just because she has her stealth extensions, which she'll obviously abuse. I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. And who have I not used? I haven't used you yet. These ones aren't bad, but I want to abuse corners so that they don't have much space to move. They are weirdly stuck. Alright. Him off. And hopefully he'll just continue hovering, and there we go. That's the extra arena done. Love how well the AC or the AI functions in these corners. Strangely enough, you don't get anything for beating the extra arena. Let's see, is there anyone left to mop up aside from Flying Things? Nope, just her. And let's have that rematch in the parking lot. So she's all about moving fast and close-range weapons on a friggin' tank. So yeah, she probably belongs in Twisted Metal more than Armored Core, but well. She's disturbingly good at flanking for a tank. And there we go, that's the last fight. So yeah, it's been a fun run, and I guess if you happen to be watching this and have an idea for another weird one, feel free to suggest it. Quite frankly, I've gone through just about every run I can think of, frankly. Let's see, because I have a bunch of backed up ones here. Let's see. Which one this one was? Oh yeah, this one was just basically trying to do the whole thing with weapon arms and missiles. This was kind of an early one to test out if the emulation was working right. But that was ages ago. This was the original Parry Blade run. It was Parry Blade and Flamethrower at that point. I ended up switching it to Napalm Rockets and Parry Blade and the one I actually ended up posting up just because of the awkwardness of the buttons on the controller. It's basically the same thing. It's a little bit easier with the Flamethrower, but whatever. Over here, this one was the original Overweight run. Had heavyweight legs on him for a while, and then this other thing ended up working out pretty well. And these are only some of them, because this only starts at this one. That one's going back to when this friggin' remake came out. Okay, which one? I forget which most of them are. It's been a minute. This was just a messed up fun run I was trying to do. I was trying to see if there was some way to make an AC that had, like, no energy supply whatsoever. Except wound up with one that was a little bit too good. So that one got scrapped. I think I just wanted an excuse to try and make something out of just letters. Oh yeah, it's... not sure what's going on with all that. Oh yeah, that was supposed to be a missile-only run. Turned out to be easy. Dropped it. Yeah, Old Lang Syne. This was the AC that always gets his head blown off in 3 and SL's intros. A really fun build, by the way. This is a really effective missile spammer. The machine gun and howitzer are actually a pretty good combo. That one wasn't necessarily hard, but it was definitely fun. Feels like there's a, that's what she said joke in there. And the original no boosting run kind of wound up looking like this. Found the save the other day. But a lot of these are overwritten. Ended up overwriting a lot of my original ones, and yeah, with the Crimson Corpy. This is the red AC from the intro. He's actually pretty functional, but you just have to drop one of his multi-missiles at the start of every single thing you do. That one I ended up dropping. It was just a weird hover run. This was that, well, as he calls it, use what you see run, but in this case, it's not really so much use what you see, it's just kind of use what you end up with. So every time that you're given an arena prize, every time that there's a hidden part that you know of or run into, and yeah, I wound up with this weird looking thing. So there's a few different ways that one can be done, but in most cases you wind up with grenade arms. I mean, arguably there would be ways around that, but I'm not sure. Now one without options. And what I'm not seeing is my my starter AC, which is, you know, obviously still a starter AC. I think that's one of the ones I wrote over. Original rocket one. Actually, no, that was the new rocket one. New Parryblade one. That one was one that I was just trying to... I actually ended up completing this one on my handheld already. But the idea with this one was just to try and emulate MTs throughout the entire thing. Again, with the fun, but not necessarily challenging. Because anything with access to missiles is pretty much that. Yeah, that's about it, really. And what else? Oh, somebody down out of the arena here. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong save file. Would do that one, but it doesn't seem terribly exciting. Those parts are hard to get. And that one is... there's no way I'm gonna do anything with a Sawa on it, frankly. For 100 different reasons. This one I've tried. Fun, but... I mean... it's kind of... fun, but not challenging. Same thing with that. I did a blade-only run. I forgot about that. That's... I mean, yeah, that's pretty fun, I guess. Might do that again. Where are... I did one with him. This one I'm pretty sure everyone's accidentally done before. And this one I did an incredibly boring run. Dull as all hell. Hate that build. I mean, really, I just like setups that restrict builds, frankly. It's just what I end up liking most about these, like the, you know, rocket run and things like that. Anyway, any suggestions are welcome.